Hello, and welcome to Silicon Valley Girls That Love to Chat Over Tea. I'm Gloria.
And I'm Rosetta. And thank you everyone for tuning in again to our weekly chats. And today last week we had a tea from Numi, and we loved it so much that we're drinking it again.
We decided to do a repeat. Cheers.
And for those of you that did not see last week's chat, why not? Why didn't you subscribe?
We're too fabulous for you to skip a week. That's all I got to say.
You can subscribe to our channel and you can get notifications so that whenever we upload, you'll see our chats pop up.
Yes.
But this tea is from Numi, and it's called Mate with Creamy Cacao, Vital Maca Root, and Mellow Rooibos. And I'll explain to you again, for you that you did not miss it, I'll have to repeat this. The maca, it says, it's a member of the cruciferous family, like broccoli and cabbage, and is considered one of the world's natural superfoods. Maca grows high in the mountains of Peru, has a light, nutty flavor, and is believed to have a positive effect on energy levels. And the ingredients are yerba mate, rooibos, ginger, cacao, licorice, lemon peel, maca, cardamom, coriander, and black pepper. And we love it because when you drink it, you don't taste the licorice at the beginning, but when you swallow it, it has a lovely licorice flavor, very bold. And we found out that when you let it steep more and it gets on the cooler side, the flavors come out more and the licorice comes out more.
Absolutely. Very, very robust. We love it. So we had to do an instant replay.
Yep, because we love it so much.
Yes.
Again, cheers.
So today I thought we would kick things off with summer fashion. So Wendy Williams,
how you doing?
Yep. Did this whole event about summer fashions, and one of the things that I thought was really interesting, and I don't know what they'll feel like in person, she had these beautiful fruit earrings from a company called Bubble Bar, and the one I really liked was the pineapple.
Yeah,
they're kind of yellow.
Pineapple, yeah, and it's like a stud, right? It doesn't dangle, but the top of it kind of like sticks to the ears.
It looks like there's like a half slice coming this way and then a half slice going the other way, and rhinestones all over the top.
Yep. And this bubble time, we'll put the information below.
Yes.
But they do have some cute, they have another one which is watermelon.
Yes.
That's cute. That looks really cute, because that other pineapple, or was it the lemon peel one?
Right.
That you were saying looked a bit heavy, right?
Right. Yeah. You know, sometimes when you see earrings, they look beautiful, but then you put them on. If you've noticed, sometimes ladies, their holes are long. And that's because they wear weighted earrings. So I'm always very cautious. I don't want my holes
to stretch
drooping.
Because once they do stretch, you can't get them back again.
No, you can't take a needle and thread and sew them up and say there's back to original. It's
it doesn't work. It doesn't work. So that's great. But they look really nice.
Yes.
The lemon peel.
Yes.
Yeah, that looked really nice.
Another thing that's fashionable this season, straw hats. Straw hats of all different shapes and sizes. The one that I thought was really interesting, the top is hollow. So like if you have a ponytail, you can put your ponytail
that's
through.
Nice. Very practical.
Yeah, very practical, but it's kind of shaded so it comes down and covers your face. So that was really, I'm like, okay, I could get into hats like that because that's really cool.
But straw hats look nice on nearly everyone, I think.
Absolutely.
And the wide brim really helps with the sun protection, as we're always talking about. Protect yourself in the summer.
Yes.
And it looks good casual or with a nice dress.
Absolutely.
Upscale or casual. So either way, it looks good, and I like that. That's a good accessory to have.
Absolutely. And then there's a new trend of little shells on shoes. So as part of the fashion, there was a lady that had on a pair, like say black and white patterned shoes. They look like they were probably 3 to 5 inch heels. Not happening here.
They were too high for.
Yeah, not happening here. And the shells were like yellow, and they were different
red
colors.
And they were on the strap.
The strap that
straps that go across the toes.
Yes.
Yeah. So that was cute.
Yes.
But if they made like a lower version, I might consider that, because it was very cute. It was.
Yeah.
It's just too high for me.
Yeah.
That wouldn't work.
I mean, you take a step and you fall and you
Those
not pretty.
Those are what you call picture taking shoes.
That's
take
right.
the picture and then
take them off.
Take them off. Or in and out the car ones.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I love that. Sort of like when I got married, I had these shoes and they were 3-inch, heels. I put them on to walk in, and then when I got there, I took them off and I had these real pretty tennis shoes so I could walk and have fun. And then when it came time to the garter, I had to take the tennis shoes off and put the pumps back on. So it was a mess, but I didn't want to fall and, have pictures taken of me falling.
Yeah.
The other kind of trend that they had that might be kind of cute, they had these little low flat shoes. They had these bows that went across the toe, but the bow extended beyond the shoe.
It was oversized, so it looked like a mop on the shoe.
Yeah, so everywhere you went, you would mop the floor.
But we thought that was funny. Mop the floor with.
I know.
But Wendy was saying it's great for people that have ugly toes. You can cover your feet.
Yes.
But I don't want to be mopping the floor with it. I'm paying however much for the shoes.
Yes.
I mean, that wouldn't work for me. If I had to, you were saying you might have to cut the.
I would have to cut the bow because if the bow gets underneath the shoe, you could fall.
Yeah, not very practical.
Not very pretty either. Not very pretty. So Wendy has gotten us all excited about summer fashion. So keep an eye out. There was even a little conversation about Kylie Jenner had on this outfit, and Wendy called it business on the top, party on the bottom. And black biker shorts?
Yes.
So she had on a pair, and then she had a beautiful ivory blazer with this bright yellow fanny pack. So I, number one, I'm way too old to wear what she was wearing. However, I just thought to myself, would you ever wear a blazer with biker shorts?
I don't know. It worked for Kylie Jenner. It looked okay on Kylie Jenner.
Yeah.
But I don't know if I walked around with that. It's kind of weird because you're wearing biker shorts from the 90s.
Yes.
Tennis shoes, and then you're all like smart up above with the blazer.
Right.
So I don't know, like, what kind of event would you actually wear that to?
Right.
I mean, I guess Kylie Jenner could get away with that because she's a celebrity. Just wondering where. I mean, I guess young kids, millennials, might consider doing that.
Yeah, but like you said,
out and about. But we're like older women. Would we wear that like casual with a blazer, or would? But then back in the 90s, do you remember when biker shorts were popular?
Oh yeah.
Blazers were very popular as well. I would wear blazers with jeans.
Right.
But not with biker shorts.
Not with biker shorts.
But now they're pairing that together, biker shorts. I don't know.
Yeah. So I think it's like it's up to an individual's own likes and desires. So you check it out and comment below. Let us know what you think, and would you ever consider pairing the two?
Yep.
Okay. So during our last conversation, we talked a little bit about Lion King, and I can't wait for that movie. Well, there's also another movie I'm very excited to see, and that's called Hobbs and Shaw, which is a spin-off from the Fast and
the
Furious.
Furious franchise, a new franchise coming out.
Yes.
And that has Dwayne Johnson, Jason Stratham. I don't know how I always forget his last name.
Yes.
And Idris Elba. Idris Elba.
Yes.
The
honk.
And another.
And honk.
And more honk.
Yes, I am excited to go see it. Movies like that are always interesting because I usually see them twice. I see them once because they're fast and action-packed, so my husband wants to see them. And so I sit there and I go, oh my God. And then I go back with my sister and we are like, woohoo!
And you do all the girl talk.
Yes.
Checking out the men.
Oh
how many times? Well, they're going to be in the movie from start to finish.
Yes. And so it's more exciting to just look at how Fast and Furious has evolved to where now we have a spinoff.
New franchise coming.
Yeah.
And I'm not mad at that.
No, I'm not mad at that either. I want them to go one more step though. What's wrong with the girls having one? Because I think the girls are pretty dang awesome. I was so sad when Paul Walker, I thought it was interesting that someone who does movies about racing fast cars is sitting in a car with someone else driving, and he loses his life. So it was very sad and very shocking. And I at that point, I was like, oh, I kind of like it, but I really became entrenched in the whole series, and I love how they paid honor to him at the end of the film that they had done.
That was really nice. I really thought that was great.
It was. So all you Fast and Furious people, get ready. We got a great movie coming, and we hope you're all going to get out and see it.
Yes, I will. That's for sure.
Yes. So I was sharing with Rosetta when we first got together today that I was watching American Got Talent last night. She hasn't seen it, so I'm not going to go too deep. However, I was telling her there was a young man that just he blows me away every time I hear his voice. And people are always looking at new up and coming talent, and they'll reference someone and they'll say, oh, that's the next blah blah blah. I remember when we first heard Ruben Studdard from American Idol, people would say that's the up and coming Luther Vandross, because Rupert was, verbose, and he had the voice, he had the pipes.
He was natural. It was like effortless when he sang.
Yes, I mean, and he actually did recently a whole album of Luther songs. So, you hear those references, and I had said to her, when I hear this young man, and his name is Kodi Lee, I think this is like the next Stevie Wonder, because Kodi is blind and he is autistic. And Rosetta brought up a great point about, when you are performing, if people are in front of you, you perform to the people.
You're paying attention to what the people are thinking. You're looking at how they're reacting to the way you sing.
Right. When you're blind, that is not the case, because all it is you and the music. And so Rosetta said to me, she goes, close your eyes. Just close your eyes for a minute.
Close your eyes. Everyone do that. If you're watching, close your eyes.
Yes.
And what do you see, feel? What do you hear?
Yes.
Because your eyes are closed and you can't see anything, your concentration is not going to go out to the audience, and what you see their reaction is. It's going to turn inwards, and you're going to have more heart into what you're feeling. And Kodi actually put more heart and feeling into his song, because that's what you do when you close your eyes. Like, next time you're watching anyone sing, any kind of show or anything, close your eyes, and I feel that your senses are more heightened, and your kind of connection with that person singing is closer.
Yes.
So just try and do that next time, and you'll feel the difference instead of opening your eyes. Because when you open your eyes, you're more apt to look around or to see your audience.
And if say, for example, if someone is like, then you're going to be, instead of singing, you're going to start trying to adjust. Adjust your voice. It always amazes me when I like a person who can sing just a cappella. And I remember there's a young man that's part of this year's American Got Talent, and he sang a song just a cappella. And Simon had said to him, you stepped it up because we can hear the quality of your voice. We can hear, the tone and the infractions. Because when you are just singing and you feel it, that is expressed. And I think that is just amazing. And so when we started talking about this, Rosetta and I were also talking about autistic children and children with ADHD and, obsessive compulsive. I don't say the word disorder. I don't think it's a disorder. It's just compulsive, obsessive. I think sometimes children are just really attuned, and they can tune into something. And I know, if you're around an infant, and I love, years ago they did this movie called Look Who's Talking.
Oh, yes.
And it was with
Kirstie Alley
and
John Travolta.
Yes, and they were the parents, and the little babies, they would give them voices, and people would go Gucci Gucci goo, and the baby, in another voice would go, whoa, I wonder what they had to drink today, because we think that we are trying to communicate in a form that they understand, and they're going, why are they talking weird? And so I've always been in environments where I'm around a lot of children, and like I shared with you, my nephew / godson, his mom at one point, she agreed, she let them put her son on Ritalin because he was, well, their terms, ODCD, and he was ADHD. He had a hard time focusing in school, and he was just very hyper. So what I would do with him is I would wear him out. We would take him to the park, we would throw balls, and we would make him chase the balls and bring him back, and he would be so exhausted at the end of playing that he would go home, eat dinner, and he would be out.
That's what you need to do. So when kids have that hyperactivity, they need to let their energy out some way, because kids that have that, they cannot sit still.
Right.
And they have to let their energy out somehow. So that was really good you did that. And that goes for all parents. If you have kids like that, you have to let them do that. Because my son, we did that with him when he was younger. We would always make sure that he had all his energy taken out during the day, go to the park or whatever. And then in the evening, he would just get so tired that he would just go to sleep.
Right.
But we knew that if we did not let his energy out, it would be really bad, because he wouldn't go to bed, and it would be really hard to get him to sleep when he was an infant.
Right.
So that's really important, yeah.
And I think the reason that we started talking about it is when you watch Kodi, I mean, you could see his mom, how much she loved him. She brought him out on stage, and she talked to the judges on his behalf. And then when he got ready to perform, she, knelt down near him and she patted his back. And she goes, there's about 20 cameras on you. They're going to be able to see you from all sides. So you ready? And he goes, uh-huh. And she goes, let's go. And she patted his back. And then he just blew everyone away. The ability to play the piano and his voice. I mean, I was watching it, and my husband's like, what is wrong with you? Because I have a DVR, so I watched it, and then when he finished singing, I rewound it and I watched it again.
Yeah, so for those of you watching that have not watched him, we're going to put a link to his performance, and you're going to be blown away. Mm-hmm. He is just so amazing. So when I listened to him the first time, I have not seen yesterday's episode, but I did see when he did his very first audition, and I closed my eyes. So when you're watching it, maybe you might want to close your eyes.
Absolutely.
And just listen, because you're going to be blown away at how amazingly in tune and just so much heart and soul this young man has.
Absolutely. So our last thing that I thought we would just kind of we're always trying to keep everybody attuned to natural, holistic versus medication. During our last conversation, we had talked a little bit about how you can use real food, which will actually make you feel better than if you just continue to use processed foods. Have you ever gone somewhere, like say to a restaurant, and they say grass-fed, grain,
grass-fed, grain finished,
right? Steer, Angus beef. They put all the buzzwords, and you go, wow, this is going to be a great burger or a great steak, and then it comes to you and it looks like it's not real meat.
But when they say that it is real meat,
right? But it's like what they put in it I don't know what they do, because like I've shared with you, I grew up spending a lot of time on my grandparents' farm, and my grandmother raised everything that she cooked because that's how she ensured the quality. The food just tastes so different now.
Well, it's very different, which is why it's very important that they label everything now, because if you don't, because for me, I'm very conscious about the meats I buy, and I do like to buy meats that don't have any hormones or antibiotics. And I do watch a show. This guy, he does like YouTube videos on how to choose different, he's very healthy, how to choose your meats and stuff, and eggs, which eggs to choose. And he does say that you need to have on the packet what you said. Right. Grass-fed, grain finished. Because if it just says grass-fed, it doesn't mean that it's grain finished.
Got you.
So they can still end the life of that animal feeding it crap. Right? Corn or whatever.
Right. To fatten it up really fast so that they can then take it to market faster.
Yeah, and especially that's important, and also nitrates and nitrites in your meats and stuff as well. Right.
Yeah, I remember, when I was younger, I could go in a grocery store and I could just, pick out what I wanted. I could be in and out in like 20 minutes. Now it's like 2 hours because I have to read the labels because everything is not created equal.
It's not, and you have to really look for what you want. If you really want something specific, you got to look for it.
Yeah. Like you brought up eggs. It amazes me. So you'll see eggs, and then you'll see like, say, 8 different versions of eggs. And then you start reading it. And years ago, I saw this movie that scared me to death. It was like food.com or food, something like that. And what they did is they said that if they label it, say an egg, if they say cage free, that means that they open the door to a cage. Mm-hmm. If they say range free, that normally means that they're out and about. But cage free, like they'll say open cage free or cage free range, you have to really look into what they're saying, because legally all they have to do is open the door, count to 3, and then close it again. And I've noticed that sometimes when you buy, say, chicken, for example, if the bones on the inside of the chicken, the skin is not broken, but when you get it, you can feel that the bones are broken on the inside. And, it was called Food Inc. is the name of that movie, Food Inc. And what they said is that sometimes when they give animals hormones to make them grow bigger faster, their bodies can't keep up with that growth, and then their limbs.
So then they have to inject them with antibiotics.
Yes.
That's what they do with the cows. They inject them with hormones and they get bigger, so they produce more milk, but then they have to counteract that by shooting them with antibiotics.
Yeah. And I know, being in the makeup business, I have the pleasure of meeting lots of preteens and teens. And sometimes, someone will approach me and they'll go, "Can I play with the makeup?" And the voice is like of an 8-year-old, but the person standing in front of me looks like they're 15 or 16. Mm-hmm. And then the moms show up and they're like 10. And they're like, "I don't know what it is. She's developing so fast." And I think it's what you just said, because what do they always tell us? Make sure you feed your kid milk. Milk is a stable part of a child, preteen, teen's existence.
Well, you know why they say that and why there's commercials. Milk does a body good. Get your calcium from milk. Who's backing that? It's all the milk companies.
Yeah.
You don't need milk, really.
Yes.
Calcium, you can get calcium elsewhere.
Right.
Milk does not do a body that good.
Right.
Especially when it's not pumped up with all those hormones and antibiotics. You need to get grass-fed milk or organic milk.
Yes. And what other avenues would you suggest for people for getting, whole foods? Not Whole Paycheck Whole Foods, different company. I'm not talking about the grocery store Whole Foods. No disrespect. We're talking about natural,
fruits
organic
and vegetables,
foods.
real food.
Yes.
Real food. Well, there's many ways you can do that, and it's just be very mindful of what you eat every day. And the way that you can do that is just start slowly. I always say simple baby steps, because it's very hard if you're not used to eating real foods.
Right.
When you go to the grocery store, just go to the fruits and veggie department, the produce department, and you know, maybe you might want to get a couple of fruits and a couple of vegetables to start out with.
Right.
You don't have to fill your whole cart with that, but that's a simple, quick, and easy way to do that. And don't forget that when you're buying your fruits and veggies, you want to make sure that you're following the guidelines. There's a guideline called the Dirty Dozen and the Clean 15, and you can find that on the EWG.org website. It's the Environmental Working Group website, and they update that list every year.
Nice.
And what it is the Dirty Dozen is for 12 of the top most pesticide foods out there.
Wow.
And the Clean 15 is 15 of the ones that don't have those pesticides and chemicals, so you can save a bit of money on that.
Nice.
So go to EWG.org. I'll put the link below. And when you go shopping, consider that. Consider checking out that list. Because for me, it's not about eating 100% organic.
Right.
It's about doing as much as you can, but following that list. That's what we do.
Well, that's excellent to know. So I hope you will check out that list. I hope you have once again enjoyed our conversation as much as we've enjoyed sharing time with you. So thanks for tuning in.
And thank you everyone for joining us this week. We appreciate that. And please comment below if you have any feedback or comments. And don't forget to subscribe. Hit that bell, the icon of the bell, to get notifications of when we upload our next chats. And remember to always keep smiling.
Bye.
Bye.